I would even go out and say that Tekken 8 has some of the highest power level characters in the full history of fighting games. Hello everyone, today we're going to be creating a Tekken 8 tier list. Tekken 8 is a game that has some of the highest power level characters in the history of fighting games, okay? So we're going to talk today about who's the strongest, who's the weakest. I'm going to be fully honest about this. I'm not going to follow, the idea of other content creators. I'm really going to say some hot takes here because I feel like I need to, okay? I need to be honest. So if you enjoy fighting game content, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing, and let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is my first hot take, actually, because to me the best character in the game is Yoshimitsu, not Dragunov. Okay, we're going to talk about these two characters. Both of them are busted, of course, but after the last nerfs I really think that Yoshimitsu is the best character in this game. Yoshimitsu has some of the best moves in the game, like Flash, for example, which gives him probably the best defense in the game because he's the only character that has a true reversal, so to speak. This also makes him have, at the same time, a mix of the best offense because of all the unblockables he has, and Yoshimitsu has some obscene damage, okay? For some reason, Yoshimitsu, who is a character that has the most unconventional launchers in the game, okay, in the whole game, has access to the same damage that a character like Dragunov has. So I really think that it is Yoshimitsu's turn to take the first place. I think that he's better than Dragunov. And in the worst discussion possible, I think that this should be a tie, okay? To me, there is no way, or there is no game really, in which a character like Yoshi, who has the best offense and defense in the game, and the same damage that all the other characters, because everyone does high damage in this game, how is he not the best character? So that's the first hot take, okay? I'm just gonna put it out there. Yoshi is the best for me. After that, I think that Dragunov still is top 3, top 4 easily with Nina, okay? Well, we all know why Dragunov is strong, right? He's the king of plus frames. He has the best big buttons in the game. If you have, the frames to put a big button out, like running 2, sneak 4, all of those things, it's basically Dragunov's world. It starts the whole flowchart of Dragunov being perma plus and why he's so strong. But at the end of the day, even though the nerfs to him have been really little, he's still super strong. They have actually sort of, add up for him to maybe not be the best. That's why I have Yoshi first. Because the thing is, Yoshi does not need respect. Yoshi can win if you respect him or not. It doesn't matter, okay? He's gonna win anyway. Dragunov, in some situations, needs to put the opponent on a spot in which they have to respect you. Because if Dragunov doesn't, throw his big buttons out, he's not in his best game. But those buttons are 19 frames, 18 frames. So if you don't have any plus frames, they can just launch you. And it's not your turn, and you have to jab and do, little moves to sort of win or earn the respect from the other guy. That doesn't make the character weak, but at the end of the day, it has like a condition to make the best of the character. Does Yoshi really have any condition in a match to function as the best character in the game? If you block a lot, he's gonna launch you with the unblockables. If you don't block, he's gonna have plus frames and the best frame traps also, just like this character. And you're gonna eat 100 damage because you mashed one time or because you block too much. So that's why Yoshi's first, Dragunov second. I don't think there's any extra things to say about Dragunov. He's just still busted, okay? Just maybe not top 1 for me. Then we have Nina. Okay, Nina, we all know why she's strong. She has incredibly good strings, good launchers, the best pokes in the game probably. Her buttons are just godlike, okay? And if you argue with me that she should be here, it's completely possible, okay? The power level in between these 3 characters is not that different. I just think that Yoshi, it's a little above these 2, but they're still busted. I don't know what else to say about Nina, to be honest. She's incredible, just like Dragunov. She just has great buttons, great launchers, great lows, great grabs. Like, she just does everything well. So I think she needs to be there, okay? My next character is going to be Jin. There is no surprise about this. You know, Jin is the best sort of like jack of all trades character in this game. Even though you have this girl, okay, maybe she's better in that for that term, but he just does everything well. Also, you know, he has the Mishima tool. He has the sort of keep out game. Has great frame traps, great jab strings. He also does crazy damage. His heat smash is still incredibly good. So like you can do anything with this character, and he's also so annoying to play against because it feels like it's always his turn, even though it doesn't really is. The other thing is that he has probably the best low in the game with down 2. That is a move that sometimes gets downplayed, but it's probably better than the lows that these guys have, okay? She has very good lows, but are they better than that Jin's down 2? I don't know. He's really strong, okay? Again, nothing to discuss too deeply. He's just very, very strong. So, my next sort of hot take here is going to be that Law is top 5, okay? Law is incredibly strong. Very similar to Dragunov in some sense. You know, always plus, always wants to be on your face, has incredible 50-50 potential, great whiff punish tools. He's just busted. And it feels like you can't really, you know, try to steal a turn from him, never. Like he's always gonna win the turn that he deserves and also take turns from you. So this character is really strong, and I feel like it gets downplayed a little, just a little. Then I'm going to have a character that it's kind of controversial in the sense that some people think he is busted, other people think that he's just fine, and we're gonna move him to S, and that's going to be King. I know that King is hard to execute on a really high level in this game because people break the throws and whatever, but that's 1% of the, you know, population of the game. Everyone else is going to eat a grab or two. And the thing is that against King, you eat one grab and you basically lost the round. Like he has incredible Oki, some of the best Oki in the game, great frame traps. He has probably the best, you know, like small buttons counter hit launchers in the game, 12 and 13 frames, which is insane. So I think that he deserves to be here. He's also very fun, so it's nice that he's finally good. I don't know about him though, but I think that King deserves to be on S tier. As you see, there is no C tier in my tier list because the power level of the game is too high to do that. So I'm gonna leave him here. Okay, he could be here though. He could be the worst S plus character. Depends on the way you want to see it and how much you want to weight, you know, the pro scene, because this character is not S plus on a pro scene because of the execution and everything related to, you know, the graphs and teching them, etc. Then I'm gonna talk about this boy, okay, Shaheen. Shaheen is busted also in this game. The only reason why I didn't put him on S plus, because some people do, is because, well, one, nobody really plays him, so it's not a common character, and because he's not common, he kind of gets more power because of the ignorance that there is around how to play against him. If you know what to do against Shaheen, he doesn't feel as oppressive as this characters, even though he's pretty strong. But the thing is that since most people don't know what to do, you could put him here, okay? But I'm gonna put him here. He's still S, okay? These are not bad characters, they are still busted. I don't know what to say to you. Some of the best hop kicks in the game, launchers, mix-up utility. It's just insane. After that, I'm going to talk about one character that you could put on S plus again, or I'm just gonna do it. Alyssa, and I'm actually going to do this, okay? Kind of forgot about her. So she is S plus. I don't think that you can really discuss that. She's super strong, crazy good, and just degenerate. Like her game plan is absolutely degenerate. So I don't think there's any way to say that she's not S plus. I was going to put her here, but that sounds delusional. So I'm just going to put her after Jin because she's really, really strong. But I feel like these characters have better fundamental game. And on Tekken, at the end of the day, even though this game is super insane, good fundamental game matters. It has a really high weight on winning and having good games. After that, I'm going to add like a list of characters that I feel are very similar in strength and that in many ways sort of help you to get wins and have a good level of strength, but they are not necessarily busted, okay? But they are still super strong. And those are Claudio, Victor, Brian, Kazuya, and where is it? Oh, am I losing? Fang, there it is, thank you. I feel like these 5 characters, sorry, have a very similar power level because they excel at something, and if you execute their game plan in the thing that they excel, they feel busted, but they lack some stuff. So you have Claudio has bad lows and not the best graphs. Victor has, you know, better lows, but they almost all of them are launch punishable, and he is a very simple character, so it's kind of easy to see when you have to play against his plus frames or not. Brian, the best keep out character in the game, but very high execution. Kazuya, again, very high execution, but very high damage, but not busted. Super strong, but not as busted as these 5. And with Feng, you know, a very gimmicky character, still super strong. So I feel like these 5 characters sort of share the same archetype, which is this character that has an insane strength on a couple of areas in his game plan, but is weak on others, and that makes it a little more balanced, okay? But to me, they're all incredibly strong. There's no way in which you can say that these characters, you know, these 5 characters are not S. This is not necessarily in order. If I would put them in order, I would put Brian first, because I feel like Brian is a little downplayed in this game, to be honest. He's super strong. I would then put Victor, then Kazuya, and then Claudio and Feng. I feel like those are more tied, and this is more like a, you know, chronological or like a real order. After that, we still have some characters to go. Do I really feel that someone else deserves S? I could argue that Lily deserves S. Lily is a character that gets downplayed a lot in this game, and she has some of the best movement, great lows, great graphs. She has incredible launchers, great frame traps. It's so hard to hit her too because she has great, you know, like evasiveness. Maybe the best sidestep in the game, except because Yoshi has the best sidestep in the game because he can do the flip, you know, to the sides. But she has the best normal sidestep. Like, I feel like she gets downplayed too much, and she's very strong. So we're gonna let her here. Does anybody else really deserve S tier? Which characters I believe you could argue deserve it? I think you could argue that Hwoarang, Ver, and Reina could deserve S tier. I don't know if they do, but the power level in this game again is so high that we're gonna let these characters here. Okay, Reina, why? Because at the end of the day, she still has all the Mishima tools, which are very strong. If you have the execution and you can do her game plan well, she feels very oppressive and feels very, very strong against the top tiers. So it feels like she has like good matchups against them. Hwoarang, kind of gimmicky, but again, always plus, super, super oppressive. Kuma has incredible tools. Like, people laugh about this character, but he really is strong. He's not a joke. So these characters to me are either the worst of S, or they can be here and be the top of A. It kind of depends on how you're gonna put it. To me, again, the power level of the game is so high that we're just gonna put them here. And to me, Bear is the best of the 3. Then with all of these characters that we have left, you can kind of just put them all on A if you wanted. Like, they're all decent. They don't feel necessarily super busted, but they can be really strong. And Safina could be the top of A. You know, she feels very gimmicky. It's hard to deal with her, but she can be really strong. Xiao Yu also very, you know, potentially strong. The worst characters, the ones that you could actually put in B, since it's like easier to do that, it's Panda. I feel like you can put also this boy here, but some people are gonna argue for him on A because he has good tools, but it's a character that again nobody plays. Who else should be B? Devil Jin, not that good. Again, could be B. Eddie, also very bad, even though he's super gimmicky. Still, he's not a good character. If you know what to do against him, there is very clear counterplay. Lydia also feels kind of weak. But all of these other guys, I think you can argue that they are A. Okay? Again, the power level in this game is super high, so it's kind of hard to say that a character is V. It's pretty hard to do. all of them have something to them. You know, Steve, some of the best jabs and counterplay in the game, the counter hit play in the game, sorry. Jack has some busted things, but not that much. June kind of got hard nerfed over the patches, but she's still pretty strong and super viable. Like, all characters in this game are viable. Lars can be weird, but he has ways to put plus frames on you and get counter hits. He has very, you know, good mix of utility, even though some things are super fake. Like, it doesn't matter if offense is fake in a game like this, because not everyone knows what is going on, you know, 100% of the time. Asuka, kind of normal, Paul the same, Azucena, a lot of nerfs, but she's still very strong if you know how to use her. This two, you know, oh sorry, this two, Lero and Leo, I think it's the name, I kind of forgot about the name, sorry. You could argue that they can be here, and they can be like the best of B. So we're gonna actually do this, okay, we're gonna put them here. And with Lee and Heihachi, they have very strong things, but again, high execution for a character that is not that strong in comparison to any of these guys. You can just play this guy, come on. And you don't need that much execution, and you're gonna get crazy rounds. So to me, this is the way in which you should order a tier list for this game. Again, to me, all characters in this game are viable. I don't think that there is a discussion for that. I think that the only discussion or debate is how strong they really are. And a lot of characters that are over here, you know, B characters or A characters, you can have a debate for 10 minutes and end up putting them here. I think that is true for almost every character in this game, because every character, again, has such a high power level that you can debate that no one deserves to be out of A or S. I would even go out and say that Tekken 8 has some of the highest power level characters in the full history of fighting games. If you take, for example, the 10 strongest characters in the history of all fighting games, I think you can put him, her very easily. 3 characters from the same game on the top 10 of most strong characters of all time in any fighting game. The power level of this game is busted. It's incredibly high. So I don't think there is any way in which a character in this game does not have a moment or debate to be S. I think that it's very easy to get an argument for almost everyone to be strong. So, if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing, and please let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. See you on the next one, and have a great week.